Hey guys, as always, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat, and today we will be talking about a store that has been slept on a lot in terms of Halloween. Through the years, too, not just this year. We were going about our merry way. Spirit Halloween done, Party City, of course, done. Home Depot was great, and now we're getting ready for stores to have stuff. But what we didn't see yet was Big Lots. And, we were just expecting the normal one Scarecrow there, maybe a little skeleton pack guy there, but that's all. But this year is different. This year is insane. Let's check it out. So, randomly starting off with my absolute favorite of the lineup and one of my absolute favorite werewolf props of all time, and just in terms of Big Lots history of all time, in terms of jump scare props of all time, and just in terms of all time, we've got the giant jumping wolf. I don't know if that's his actual name, but Jaden just mentions him as that. I should say before we do all this, as you can see the watermark down there, these demos are all exclusively from Jaden the Haunter, and he does make a really cool video on that's where we're getting all of our footage from. There are no in-store footages. We're just getting them from this great haunter, Jaden the Haunter. You probably are subscribed. I know I am. He's a great haunter. So yeah, let's get right into it with this. So thanks, Jaden. Anyway, yeah, this thing is amazing. Much better than Mega Wolf in my opinion. Because Mega Wolf kind of looked cheap. Although the jump scare is what made me love him to death. And this guy has a better one in my opinion. A more unique one, if you will. At probably the same height as Mega Wolf. Looking much, much better this time around and doing a much, much better thing. He's doing something very unique. He's taking his paws, tearing his shirt apart in a jump scare manner, and throwing his head back to howl at the moon while his mouth goes. I think this is amazing. Both animations are very, very fast. Along with the mouth movement, looks very fluid and great and goes down really far. And I think the ripping shirt thing, turning into a werewolf, howling at the moon, all in one 9-foot package is really, really badass. Definitely getting this thing to go with my Mega Wolf. So I knew this would be an amazing one from the moment I saw the diagrams for these props in store. And I mean, that held up. I love this guy. First of all, Jaden does have an unboxing of him, so, go check that out. He has an unboxing for a lot of these except the wolf and, the stupid pack props we'll unfortunately talk about later in this video. But I will say in his unboxing, first of all, this thing is huge at 7 feet, but second, the face isn't really supposed to be burlap. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't have that burlap looking sculpt. It doesn't have that burlap looking paint job. I know it kind of looks like that in the video, but if you haven't already, go check out in his unboxing. You'll get to see a lot. You could see a review of the prop. And again, that face looks much, much more like a pumpkin in person. But that's not a con for me. I really, really like that. A pumpkin scarecrow is surprisingly something we don't get a lot in the industry. Something I've been begging for a lot. We've got props like Smiling Jack, which I'm staring at now. But, we either get Scarecrow or Pumpkin Monster, But I feel like, again, like Smiling Jack, when those two things are combined, it makes a pretty badass look. And that's what this thing is. I love how the pumpkin looks like it's melting. And I just love that pumpkin face overall. It's an amazing looking sculpt, and there's just so much to love about this guy. The crows flying around him are really, really impressive with that motor. Even though it's a simple motor, it's really, really impressive to hold 3 crows in a very, very good effect. I love how he is fogging. He has a fogging compatible option, so he fogs out of the chest just like Demonic Gatekeeper. I think that's pretty cool too. What I love most about this guy, I didn't mention that we don't have a price for the giant wolf. I'm guessing like $350, but this guy is only $150. Come on, that's a steal. Maybe I'll get him, maybe not, but, if I find this guy, I'm probably walking out of there with him, because, what's not to love? This thing is amazing. All that he does, even though the Scarecrow itself is a static, I think that one motor with the crows definitely make up for it. Tell me we haven't seen statics 150 or over. Also, one thing before we leave this guy, we all know Techie likes to knock off distortions. They don't do a good job doing it, but I said it when we saw the official leaks for this guy back when we thought it was just a prototype or a lost prop, whatever. And does he ring bells about Scarecrow Wrath? He does to me. And, it's not a blatant knockoff, but I definitely think in the least Techie was getting some inspiration from Distortion's Scarecrow Wrath. So thank you, Techie, for knocking him off. Thank you so much. Well, this is one I surprisingly really, really love. This is the Lumbering Zombie. When we got the diagram photos for it, I wasn't so sure. I wasn't feeling it. I'm not a huge fan of just the generic zombie swing back and forth, making growling sounds. In my opinion, they're all same old, just like a lot of people think clowns are same old, which I also do think that is. But at least clowns, you can do a lot with clowns, Zombies, you have to have a decaying guy. And sometimes they don't look like that. I'm going to use Guard Zombie as a bad example, and Bog Zombie, which I'm staring at right now, as the good one. And first of all, props like Guard Zombie and say, I can't bring one up to mind, but props like Guard Zombie, gray skin tone, bright green skin tone, some face trying to be humanoid. It just doesn't work, and if anything, all of those just make the zombie prop look cheap and kids friendly, if anything. But like Bog Zombie on this one, I like my zombies. When they make a zombie prop, I don't think we need a lot more zombies in the industry, but if they do, I'd like them to look realistic. I'd like them to look humanoid. I'd like them to be creepy. I'd like them to be decaying. And that's what Bog Zombie is. That's why I'm staring at him, and that's why I love him. That's what this guy is. He's a decaying corpse, something we haven't seen in the industry forever. I mean, Bog Zombie was a good start to that, but what did we get after Bog Zombie? We got props like Guard Zombie, which, look cartoony, feel cartoony, in terms of animation, audio, everything, and we just haven't gotten much good zombie props, considering all the zombie props we have gotten. So I think this guy is definitely a great step in the right direction, and again, in my opinion, we need more realistic, decaying, humanoid-looking zombies. I think this guy checks off all the boxes for a great zombie prop in my book. I will say, I wish, just like Bog Zombie, Bog Zombie's coming up again, he's very similar to Bog Zombie. I wish he had some, mossy, green, tethered clothing, besides what he has wearing right now. I mean, the blue shirt is good, the pants are good, something a human would wear. I just don't think they would have a spider web, whatever that's supposed to be, draped over them. I don't know if this guy just walked into one unknowingly, but I don't know. It just kind of looks cheap. I could always take that off if I'm going to purchase this guy, which is definitely an option for $150, I think is amazing. Also, I love how the head turns without a motor. I always appreciate how we have movements without motors. They make that little loose prong. I think that's really creepy too. And again, zombies are supposed to be creepy and decaying and humanoid. This guy checks off all the boxes. I think he's a great zombie prop. Good job, Techie. Big Lots and Techie, you are on a roll. Here we have another great jump scare prop. And this is the first time we've used this jump scare motion in the industry, and I have heck of a feeling it'll be coming back in a lot of props because I think it is great. It is basically it's basically a lurching vampire and lurching ghoul mechanism, although much, much more upgraded, much faster, and as you could probably see there, lunges much, much wider, I guess. It's just lurching vampires animation, 100 times upgraded, which I think makes for a great jump scare for sure. And yeah, there's nothing much to talk about this prop. The jump scare is great. Gotta love the jump scare. I love that mechanism. Keep on using it, Techie. This thing is only $170, and let's compare Spirit for $170. Let's see what jump scare props you can get. You can get Dagger Mike. You can get Demonic Princess. Yeah, it's limited. It's limited. Yeah, this guy definitely beats all of them, so I guess I'll check Dark Princess off my list because I think this guy's definitely better. But the character, I will say, I'm a little disappointed. I thought, when we saw, again, the diagrams, I thought, hey, this is going to be, I guess, not a Reaper, something close to that. But I saw the hair, and I was going to be like, yeah, this thing is kind of like a female skeleton, almost nun type thing, which I thought was pretty cool. But then, when it started talking, it's like an all deep and demonic voice, and I was like, oh, okay, it's just a Reaper with really long hair. And that's basically what it is. A Reaper with really long hair. Now, I like that they're not, doing the black Reaper robe thing here. I think the blue and white colors really complement each other in terms of just a ghostly look, unlike, just straight out death, with a scythe, with the black cloak, with, everything death would have. I like how it's more like a ghostly figure, something you'd see at the Haunted Mansion, per se. And I think that's really cool. Although, again, I think the character is a little lazy, and I think it could have been much better. I think they were focusing more on the animation here. Just like Emmeline, that character could have been better. We're definitely getting some more reskins. But I think it's the same with this. They should have made the character much, much better. But I think the animation makes up for it, and I just want a scarier prop jumping out at me. So now we get in kind of to the more boring stuff, if you will. And we have 3 other life sizes. Well, I guess 1 life size, 2 giants, and 1 Archway, which I think looks pretty cool. It's basically a reskin of the Halloween Manor Archway. Of course, those lanterns both light up, like the bats, like the creepy cloth, and yeah, it's nothing much, but it's definitely cool for $160. So here we have a knockoff. These next 3 props are going to be from Pack, which I thought Big Lots learned their lesson, but guess not. So yeah, Big Lots, just keep buying from Techie. Pack won't do you any good. Anyway, this is the skeleton dog knockoff, the giant skeleton dog knockoff, fit for a 12-foot skelly. Now, ouch. This thing, in terms of looks, it's fine looking, I guess. I mean, they got the anatomy down pretty good, and I guess the face doesn't look horrible besides the light up eyes. I wish there was more detail, but, we're not going to get that. So, for what it is, I think it's fine. It's a fine looking thing, and, the leash is pretty cool. I love how it comes with the leash. Home Depot, they should do that. But anyway, in terms of quality, how would I know? Well, I saw this thing at my local Big Lots, and yeah, I couldn't film it. Want to know why? It was broken. I'm not talking about, the adapter wasn't plugged in, 1 wire snapped, broken. No, the whole thing was cracked down the middle. The head was disconnected and broken, and dangling by 1 wire. It should be dangling by 2, but the other wire was burnt to a crisp, and it was ripped and torn right there. Everything was cracked, and I think they took it, right out of the box like that. Either they had very bad employees, or they took it out of the box, which I'm betting the second door. But anyway, ouch. They decided to put that thing on display. If I was a manager, I would say, stop ordering from Pack, get that thing in the trash. So here we have the 10-foot skeleton, of course, from Pack. So, not buying it should be a given, but I don't know your thought process. I hope you have that thought process. Anyway, this thing is nothing new compared to the Walmart 10-foot skeleton, except the eyes light up. That's it. It just took it and made it more junky. which, I mean, I dislike the 12-foot skeleton, so you know how much I hate this thing, but I don't even think I need to really talk about it. I will say I don't know the price at the moment. I don't know what the Walmart one was retailing for, so I can't make any guesses. But I will say on the skeleton dog, something I forgot to mention. Skeleton dog is $100, so I don't know. Maybe this guy will be like 250. So hopefully somewhere around that because it's gonna break within a day. So if you want a day's worth of 10-foot skeletons, go ahead and get this thing. But the skeleton dog might be the better alternative in terms of Home Depot and Big Lots because, $100 less. It's just in terms if you want your skeleton dog up for a day or for a year. So here's a new rocking horse Dolly. Of course, it's a reskin from last year's. I think it looks much better than last year's, but, it's just a tabletop enlarged. So, not much to talk about here. It rocks, it's cool, it's creepy. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Big Lots' 2024 Halloween animatronic lineup. This lineup is amazing. They have, of course, like every lineup, you have a few stinkers, but I think the ones they did have definitely make up for it. They had one of the greatest jump scare props of all time this year, and definitely getting my hands on that thing. Love the zombie, love the Scarecrow, love the jumping ghoul, whatever its name is, and I hate the knockoffs. So thanks for watching, and as always, Digital Pumpkin Cat, like and subscribe. We still have Walmart's lineup to take a look at, so, the whole journey's not over, but it's just like one or two gemmy props. But anyway, in conclusion, Big Lots freaking blew me away.